Australian. Oh, so you're saying correct on this game. This is the actual game. Okay. But you are Aussie. Australian. What's the rank again? Legend. Legend what? 4? Centaur. Your Centaur is being featured. What's your rank again?
It's in the
Legend
bag.
4.
Prepare for battle.
Can you confirm if you can see the tag on the
It
stream?
is in the bag.
Who said anything about saddlebags?
Yeah, finally you have the comments for me.
Friends, I'm
I have fallen from 4.2k to 3.4k playing offline. These games seems fairly unwinnable. I think I do fairly well in lane, but majority of the time I can seem to do anything with the lead. Okay. Thanks for the comments, or the details why you want me to review this game. I mean, the thing in here, like in the left side of your hero portrait, it says Legend 4 Centaur 3. Does it say it? Or can you see it? Just to make sure that I have the... I went in place because I assumed I was going for Centaur. Okay. I see. Okay. So yeah, without further ado, let's see it here. Pause this game for now. Pudge support. Pudge. Okay, first pick Warlock. And then Pudge, and then second phase AM, and then Centaur. Oh, so before you pick Centaur, you saw Abaddon, and then Wind Ranger, right? And then they pick Ricky, Elsie. Last picked Razor. Okay. I mean, what's the reasoning behind your Centaur pick? Is it only because it's always good against Wind Ranger? Because if you pick the Centaur with your laning partner such as Pudge, I don't think you will win the lane. I think you will lose the lane. But convincingly, you win the game or the laning stage. But you lost. You lost afterwards, right? So that's why the context is there. You do fairly well in lane majority of the time, but I cannot seem to do anything with the lead. Okay. To me though, I will not recommend Centaur in this game, especially when you can see an Abaddon. Let's say you jump on someone, Abaddon can always help the guy. Okay. But if you go on the Abaddon, he can always pop the borrowed time and then help himself or the other guys. Mainly because my support was Pudge, I need to do something solo in the lane. Okay. I cannot blame you though. Who wants to have a Pudge in the lane? As off lane. Even me, I don't like Pudge, but it depends on our gameplay. Like, do you have any specific gameplay in here or game plan? One thing that I could recommend to you, Hash fan, is try to learn not to have Killing Blade as offlane, especially with the strength heroes offlane, because they have really good base attack or base damage. So 64 right there you have, right? I mean, 2 sets of Tango, I wouldn't recommend it anymore because everyone has their own couriers, right? Game plan was to get active early to make space for AM. Okay, that's all your game plan, right? Because your AM is your win condition, right? Even though the AM is countered by LC and Enrique. Play with Ember. Perfect. So yeah, I will not recommend the Tango. Win late is fine, assuming that you will see, or you are anticipating that Razor will be bottom lane, right? You assume that it's gonna be safe lane Razor. That's why you went for the win list. So again, 6 Tango is not that good because you can just use your courier afterwards. after the bounty spawned. Those 90 gold and then 40, so it's like 130 gold right there. Sitting.
The battle begins.
130 gold and then... Okay, stand! Stand, stand, stand! Oh, what? Okay. It's good that you reserve it for the kill. Give it to Ember. The big question is what to do once the lanes break down. Okay. I mean, why did you give up on the guy, on the kill? Aside from... It's actually hard for you to keep on trying on it because he's quite the runner. Tier 25. At least you can... Your presence alone can easily secure it. I think there's a misplay in that time. Like, no one blocked the guy to die to the Ember's hands, and then you just give up as well. But it's fine. I mean, it's good that you harass the Abaddon. We will see that question. We will answer that question in time. You assumed, okay. And then the creeps, okay. CS wise, you've lost 1, 2, and then 1 deny. CS wise, okay? And then, as you can see with your tangos, it's still sitting, right? And then you want bracers. And then you miss a lot of CS. That's for sure. And then, denied in your face. I really thought that you would go for stomp in there, just to secure it, but you hesitated. I mean, your usage of stomp earlier is good because you are harassing the Riki as well. Like right here. But you need to realize that your mana pool is not that great either. So finally you are able to use the courier will die. Holy shit, this guy. Sentry early on, like, dude, Riki doesn't have any envy right now. CS wise, your game plan is really weak for me, Ash fan. Because you don't have a game plan about this laning stage. Like after you saw that it's going to be Riki and Abaddon, you don't have any more game plan. Like how can you get more in this lane? Now you have the bracers, in which it could be much sooner if you just have one set of tango, right? And then no one, even the boss 5 is zoning you out. Holy shit. The punch is really useful. So why you're so playing from behind? Stun? Okay. Now you have bracers. Double stun. Double edge.
First of many.
Axe is impressed.
So after double edge, you put a lot of emphasis into the consumables. You keep missing CS as well, even uncontested. Hash fan. I don't like this. I mean, look at here. Base damage 72, 71 as well, and then you have 78. You actually have the advantage when it comes to the damage thing. And then it was 3 AM for me. Okay, so I guess you're kind of tired before you play this game. That's why you miss a lot of CS. Although there are some that it is uncontested, only the creeps are your competitor. But if you want to be a better offlaner, you need to always make sure that you can get the last hits in the lane. Because again, offlaner, they are the one that will soak up the pressure from the enemy. You are the kind of support as well on your team. And then after the laning stage, those creeps, it will never be yours. It will be on your carry or in your mid lane. Because they have the more priority when it comes to the farm, right? You need to make sure that you will be able to get all of those farms right now that you're having. Because in the mid game, you cannot farm. You will just create space for your team instead of farming. You need to abuse them. Do you play support as well, Hash fan? especially hard support, because if you do play that role, you will really value each last hits that you could get in the lane, or even in the game, pretty much. Sometimes, okay. But yeah, it feels to me that you don't value the crypts that much. Maybe because you keep failing them. I don't know. Tank it. Yeah. Boots now, okay.
Radiant's courier has been slain.
You put an emphasis on the tangos a lot. I mean, even without boots, you can go for another set of bracers. Just for you to have the sustain in the lane, like the HP regen thing, and then the tankiness as well, and also with additional damage on the retaliate if they go on you. I mean, boots is fine, but I don't think you actually need the boots in his lane just to dominate it. Look at the Riki, bro. You can just keep on attacking him. He has nothing. Like right here. Yep. He will just tricks and die. Okay.
Radiant's courier has been slain.
This should happen in the first place, like even with Abaddon.
Every coin helps.
And you want face boots in this game? I mean, the armor is good and the active is good as well, like the damage as well. But what's the main damage of the enemy? If you think about it, the draft of the enemy itself. It's more of physical damage, right? Riki physical damage dealer, Elsie physical, Razor physical, kind of magical as well. Same thing with Wind Ranger. But most of their damage will be physical in this game. So I could suggest you to, instead of playing for upgrading the boots, you can go for Vanguard. At least. Vanguard into Crimson Guard later on. Easy game. Tango again. Salve now. Okay. But it's fine. Okay. So, here, right here, why are you so afraid? Like, there's no kill potential on you, on the Riki. The guy will not deal any insane damage on you and burst you down in a matter of seconds. So why do you play like this? Are you afraid because of the mid laner is missing? Or what's the reasoning behind this? Why are you so afraid of solo Riki? Because the creeps are coming to me regardless? Okay. But are you that squishy, hero? I mean, I'm sure those creeps are nothing to you. They cannot easily kill you. 600 HP, bro. 600 HP. Look at here. You should be denying those creeps in his face.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not just the range creeps.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Those melee creeps as well. It should be denied in his face. Right? Now you're left alone. So I'll be curious about what you can do in this lane. Like, how do you lane against this? Last hit. Face boots. Okay. But the mid lane is getting stumped. I mean, if you check about the player's perspective or the pre-camera here, you can always TP in here, right? TP, mango, ulti, stomp, second. Especially when he is in the tower's range. But for some reason, your camera is only on your hero and in the bottom lane. You don't even care about the minimap. This is one of the reasons why now you just checked it, but it's too late. Way too late, sir. I don't know if you guys are communicating to each other, but clearly it's not. Late stomp or late stampede, no TP reaction from you, because you are the offlaner. If you're the offlaner, you always need to think about how can you be effective in the game, like create chaos, enable your mid and carry, right? If you TP'd there, you will save the life of your carry, in addition to killing the enemy mid laner, right? And then you can go back to the bottom lane again after that kill. Do you recommend TPing as an offlaner and leaving the lane free? Yes, I will recommend it. Because again, think about this way. Hash fan. Look at the draft of the enemy. Who will create space for this Riki? Because you know for sure that this Riki will just farm, right? He will go for Battle Fury and then Ags. But what is the timing of those items? Possibly around 22 minutes. Or 20 to 25 minutes. Right? Those items. Battle Fury and then Aghanim's. That's the usual build right now with the Riki. But those times alone, the Riki is just farming. Right? The Riki will not be able to do anything in the game. Whereas the Razor right now, he is stomping the mid lane matchup. He killed the Pudge and the Ember alone. And then what happened afterwards? Look at the minimap. Ember and Pudge still went in there. Right? Especially Pudge. Because Pudge realized as well that the mid is getting stumped. Right? And then the greediness of this Razor is not punished. So I will really recommend you to TP there to help your mid, because your Ember will be the one that will create space for your AM. Right? You said it to yourself. You will play with Ember. But how can you enable the Ember if you're not TPing when he's getting domed? Right? That's the thing. You need to realize those small opportunities for you to enable your teammates. It's never gonna be a bad idea that you're a core, you're an offlaner, you'll TP for your mid. Especially he's diving. He's getting dived. Although you will give the lane to Riki for like a minute, that's like 2 whole wave, like 400 golds only. But the damage has been done. You kill the Razor, you'll get like 200 golds in there. You get experience, and then you will enable the Ember Spirit much further. Look at these items. He doesn't have boots. He's 0-3. He's only level 6. This guy is 4-0. Again, Riki, even if he is left alone, he will not do anything until he got the farm that he needed. Look at the items, right? Fury and then Eggs. He will not create any space. He will not pressure you guys. He will not fight you until he got those items, because he will just farm. But if you just left this Razor alone, he will really snowball from this mid. Trust me. And if this guy is really strong, he can even zone the AM. Look at him. Look what he's doing. He's diving. But they cannot do anything right now. If you manage to help there, like earlier, he will think twice about diving again like that. So I'm sure your teammates is getting tilted, especially the Pudge. You're so selfish. I mean, I'm an offlaner as well, so as much as possible, I need to always do something on the map. I always think about it. So it's not enough that you will just stay in this lane. The higher the MMR goes, the more active they are in the map. Not just in the laning stage. Not because it's still not 10 minutes. You know, doesn't mean that you don't need to rotate. Look. Look how the Razor go. He's fucking aggressive. He's not getting punished for it. I'm sure your teammates is blaming the Ember now. But you need to blame for yourself as well. Because the guy is getting doped, and then you guys did nothing. You stamped it, but it's way too late.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So yeah, I'll show you the net worth. Yeah, you have almost 4k, but look at your mid, 2.2. Do you think that you can create space for your AM if the Ember is really weak? I don't think so. Now you use your Stampede just to get a kill on this boss 5. Boss 5, man. It's not worth it. So where are you going to go? Ruins, okay. Do you have any questions for me, Hash fan, regarding your first 10 minutes? I'm thinking that if I stay in lane, I can get an earlier blink. Okay. Yeah, you can really get an earlier blink. But the question is there someone that can play with you if you have early blink? That's the question. Let's say you have the blink, like 12 minutes. Yeah, let's say you have blink 12 minutes. You can blink and stun and then double edge. But the question is there a guy that will follow up on you? Or who's gonna play with you? Right? No one can play with you as of now. Because Ember's item is trash. He got dumpstered. And then Punch is like this. Warlock. No follow-up. Because in this game, you really need to enable your Ember Spirit because that's your biggest hero on the draft to enable the AM as well. If you enable the Ember, even if you don't have the early Blink Dagger, the Ember can do a lot. Right? Ember can do a lot of things in this game if he is activated early on. Compared to you, if you're activated, you only have Blink Dagger, but where's the damage? It's gonna be Stomp and then Double Edge, but where's the follow-up? That's a problem, right? But the Ember doesn't have anything. You don't even have Dust, right? If you have Dust in there, it's a dead Ricky. You can Stampede and then run him down. But no, you guys don't have any Dust. I mean, I know you're saving for your Blink Dagger, but this is 80 gold. And if you kill the Ricky, you will delay his item timing, right? For the cost of 80 gold. If the item timing is delayed for like 1 or 2 minutes, it's a big win for you. Time is gold, but the gold is never, golds are never gonna be converted to time. So this is the question, or this is what you should be thinking. If the AM has like around 20 minutes Battle Fury, does it feel good? Or does the game seems good? If the AM has like 20 minutes Battle Fury, do you think you can easily win the game? If the AM has 20 minutes Blink Battle Fury, he will be able to like get his Manta style in the 25 minutes or so. I'm looking at the map and they're taking control. Should I aim to play top or stay bottom? Play into them or play away from them? Again, this is a really bad move because you don't have any siege and then you are spending 3 heroes here. It's good that you're gonna farm your Blink Dagger, but as soon as you have the Blink Dagger, you need to move out. Okay, you need to move out. So you even use the Stampede. You just don't realize that the static link target is on Yules, so it's useless. It's useless Stampede because he still died. He uses Yules. All right. Double Edge, stun. Perfect. He's gonna die. Double Edge. But I think you should give it to your core. But yeah, it's fine. So what are you gonna do in here? You need to buy it now, like your Blink Dagger. And Dust. Throw off your Killing Blade and then get Dust. Because you have the mobility, right? You have a Stampede and then Blink Dagger. Why you're not buying Dust? Your teammates that will buy Dust is Warlock and then Pudge, but they don't have mobility, right? They don't have mobility. So you really need to buy it for yourself. Nah, not good pipe game because they deal magical damage. I mean physical damage mainly. Let me pause this game here real quick. Look at the items here. Since you did not pressure the Ricky, he has like 15 minutes Battle Fury. And look at your fucking AM, bro. It's 23 minutes. Because he always get pressured by this LC. That's the main difference of you guys in the offlane. The LC keeps on pressuring the safe laner. The AM. He keeps pressuring the AM. And that delayed his Battle Fury as well. Whereas you are just standing in front of the Riki. You're not carrying detection. You're not trying to kill him. So that's a very big factor in this game. Finally, you got Dust. But I still don't feel like Dust or Pipe is, or Hood is the real item here. Like, good item. Because their main... Do you have Dota Plus? Hash fan? Yeah, you have Dota Plus. So if you have Dota Plus, you can see the stats in here on top, right? Top left corner. You will see what are the main damage that you are having. Did you just ignore it? Because to me, I could guarantee you that most of your damage is physical. Most of the damage that you receive is physical. I'm sure it will be the case. Because what are the spells that they use on you? A Apothec Shield? Blink Strike? Plasma Field? So Hood, I will not recommend Hood. You really need to push it now, but again, you don't have Stampede, you don't have Golem. While the enemy has the tools to actually fight, like here. Especially Razor, very it was mainly for farming, the Hood, for farm. I mean, yeah, because it will reduce the damage that you take on the double edge, right? You even steal it, like, dude, let the AM. You have your blink. Give it to AM. See it right here? Since AM is farming here, they were able to follow up on him, like in this area. Let me show it to you. One more time, just one more time. How bad your farming pattern is. Like here, AM is farming here, right? He will have the blink. You don't need to farm this. You don't need to. Because you saw them TP bottom, right? Razor, Wind Ranger, right? LC is in bottom, right? You saw them TP'd in here. Because I feel as though we can defend there and aim to go towards top. Yeah, but you took the mid, which is bad. You took the mid creeps. But since you went to the mid, I mean, I cannot blame the AM if he go in here. He could actually go in here. But again, the main idea is that you are an offlaner. You should give that 200 gold to your carry because you already finished your Blink Dagger and Hood, right? You don't need to have additional farm. You need to create space for your teammates now. So it was a matter of taking the creeps, going top. Yeah, but you can just move, like run. You don't need to steal those farms because AM can do it, right? Because they just took the tower and then bad map awareness to the AM. Although you see 4 heroes here. So yeah, this happened because you steal the farm, basically. If he finished this one farming, he will go in here instead of here. That's the main point. If you did not took the creeps in here, he will go from here to here and then he will farm possibly here. He will not farm here and die. Even though the farming pattern of AM is bad, I'm still gonna blame you because I am the one that, you know, coaching you. If we talk about the AM's mistakes, you will not improve. Because we're talking about your performance in here. How can you contribute to the team? What's your impact to your team? Now you want to fight. I mean, Pudge. Well, you cannot blame the Pudge. He saw a target, he will hook, and then he will die. What you can do at that point is tell the teammates that you are not in the position to fight them. Like right now. Again, your idea is play with the Ember, right? Your game plan, play with the Ember. But right now, you're not even playing with the Ember. Because the Ember is recovering right now. Right? You have fast blink, but it's... You only use it like, you know, once in the bot lane. You're not even able to get objective with it. Right? And then you will die as well. So, the mistake of you not helping your Ember is now, you know, is now backfiring you guys. Since he lost the mid significantly, he needs to recover. He cannot create any space. He cannot fight. That's the point. You realize that you're gonna play with the Ember, but you just don't know. You just don't know how to enable the Ember. Right? You got fast blink, but it's useless. There's no one that can play with you. And then Ember keeps on dying left and right because, again, look at the item of the Ember. It's so poor. Right? 19 minutes into the game, no items. I have always been a bit afraid. Don't be afraid. What you should be thinking from here is, how can you be effective, Space Creator? The match from here is a meme, you can edit here. You're ashamed? Kind of? I mean, first off, is good choice, but I feel like this item is really useless. Food. It's really useless. Crimson will be much better. Or even, you know, just go for the 4 staff right away. So you're playing at like utility guy in here.
Every coin helps.
Starts flaming and gives up. Okay. I mainly play offlane and then supports. This is my expertise. So here, yep. What can you do afterwards? Stampede? You don't need to stampede there. It's a waste of 100 cooldown, 100 second cooldown spell. Because Ember is alive, right? Ember is alive. He was able to root the target. There's no press the attack. You don't need to spend this stampede. He's alive. Now you were dead. It was so we can get out? Nah, you didn't even get out. You actually stayed in there. You're just making excuses. Yeah, because if your idea to get out, it's right. But you stuck around. So I think it's a lie. That you just want to get out. That's why you went for ulti. Optimistic TV from Pudge there. At least you tried. You know. I mean, you're twice in a row. I saw you, you know, have a very bad stampede. You knew Razor would be there, but why you stuck around, right? I mean, to me, you're not accepting the fact that you misuse the stampede. When I told you that stampede is not needed because the LC is controlled by the searing chains, and then the Ember Spirit is alive, and then you can kill the guy. But you're doubling up, saying that I use it just to get out of the lane, but you stuck around, which is, you know, a counter argument to what you're saying. So it seems to me that you're just making excuses. I'm sorry. You knew for sure that Razor will be there, but why do you need to use the Stampede early on, right? So it feels to me that you use the Stampede for damage and panically save the Ember. To me. Yeah, burst LC. But I think LC is still dead in there. If the AM stayed in there, just let him be. It's his fault for staying in there. Right? To the back of your heads, you're telling the guys, or you're thinking that the enemy will respond to it. Right? Because there is the tier 1 tower. Ricky's there, but what can you do? See it right here? Centaur can never carry a game. It's really hard to carry a game as Centaur. Even how strong you are, you cannot easily burst people down. The damage is limited. What you can do is soak up the damage, and then that's it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Ember is really poor. You're even richer than the AM. Game is thrown? How? How the game is thrown? Smoke? Okay, finally there's a smoke. Everyone starts flaming? I guess they're just frustrated about the game. Like, you know, they're losing. It requires mental toughness. If you are in a losing match, you will keep on try-harding, like being passive. I mean, if you watch some of my ranked matches, you will see how toxic the higher MMR players are. But I can still make them, you know, play together. Play with confidence and calmness. Mechanically wise, another mistake on your part, but I guess you're blaming the Pudge. I mean, he tried to save you, but yeah. It's really a bad decision for you to try to go there blindly. Yeah, GG indeed. You're the first one that actually says it. I mean, you guys don't fully understand how behind you are. You guys don't just realize how behind you are. Even if you kill the Wind Ranger, it doesn't matter. Wind Ranger is only support. Right? Wind Ranger is only support. And then you guys will play as 4. Because AM will not join the fight. Right? But look at the Riki. The Riki is joining the fights because he's done with the Battle Fury and Aghanim's. Right? So everything is coming together now. Before we start playing the game. I mean, if they're going for rush, just give it. That's actually a time for you to keep on split pushing. Like, get something on the map. Pretty much. Like, you know, farm here in the bot lane. Farm here, farm here. Farm even here. How Ember 0-3? Dude, it's so obvious how he got 0-3. It's a melee matchup. Razor will always win against melees. What is this guy talking about? Yeah, have you tried melee mid versus Razor? It's always gonna be a win for Razor. Everyone knows it. I guess the Warlock is just buy boots. No, it's not gonna be easy for you to buy boots. It's an open secret that Razor will always dominate melee matchup hero. This Warlock is just making excuses just to feel better for himself. So you mean you can't even play safe against Razor? Dude, he is playing safe. The problem is he's getting dove. Right? He's getting dove and you guys did nothing. Especially... I mean, I cannot... If I'm the one playing Warlock, I cannot think of TPing to the mid. Because I cannot stun the Razor. But when it comes to the Centaur, if I'm playing Centaur, I will always think to TP and help the mid because I have stun and a stampede. Aside from, of course, global presence, but yeah, you're the only stunner. You're the only one that will lock down the Razor. Should have let Cent solo. These games are impossible. No, it's not really impossible. Bad draft? What have I done to deserve this? You actually deserve it. Because you've been selfish for the longest time. Like, outpicked? Yeah, it is really outpicked. AM is really countered heavily here. Like, you know, LC, Ricky. AM needs 4-staff and BKB just to get out of the smoke or even Aside from that, he needs Lincoln as well to not to get dueled, of course. It is not just outpicked, you guys are outmaneuvered, outplayed, especially mid. Then you actually muted him. You got tilted. So yeah, to me, you really deserve this game, like loss. You really deserve it because there's a lot of things that you could actually do better, but yeah, you're just too concerned about your hero, pretty much. I mean, I really hope that in your upcoming games you can do more than this. Like I mean, this is your path, okay? I don't care if you're mad at me about saying those words to you, but this is for your goodness as well, for your improvement. Again, this is my main role offlane in 6K.
Bottom tower is under attack. Like many a barrack before it, Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
There's a lot of things that you can improve in this game. Hopefully you understand it. Do you have any questions for me though? Just wanna know. Because if you don't have any questions, I'll just summarize the game, like the biggest weaknesses that you have in this game. If it's still not obvious to you or clear to you, I can reiterate those things. Just to make sure that we fully understand what went wrong in this game and why you are losing, or why you lost the game, pretty much. Because if you're gonna have that attitude like, what have I done to deserve this kind of game? No, I will not really accept it. If you're gonna say that the team is bad, no, you're just making excuses just to feel better for yourself. You explain well. That's good then. Well, playing offlane is really the hardest role to me, because you always need to ask yourself how you can be impactful. I mean, you're just sitting in lane, you're getting good farm, but you don't realize that the lanes are getting stumped. Don't get me wrong, you did well in the laning stage. It's the good thing about your gameplay. You did well in the lane. But that's a bad thing about your gameplay as well. You just stayed in your lane. You didn't try to help other lanes. You tried with a stampede, but you failed miserably. I like your game planning. Get a good start, play with Ember, and then create space for AM. But you crumbled upon knowing that the Ember is getting stumped. You don't know what to do next. And that's a problem. For you to be able to play with Ember, you need to enable the Ember itself. You have a very fast blink, but no one can play with you. There's no follow-up damage. So if you just blink in, stomp, and then double edge, you're pretty much suiciding at that point. Right? Because the only way out for you is stampede. And then the enemy has counter for it, like the Yules on the Razor. So yeah, I hope that improves, or I opened your eyes when it comes to the perspective of an offlaner. You need to have broader game planning. You commented on my abundance of regen. Yes, I did. Especially in the early game. Like you have 6 tangos, right? I told you to just buy 1 set of tango. Yeah, double bracers. Just so you will not buy those tango and such. You need to abuse the hash fan that you have courier itself. I've tried 3 tango gauntlet circlet before. Okay. Again, back then, the team only has 1 courier. When those times exist, that's the time that I always go for 6 sets of tango, 6 tangos, and then salves, you know, killing blade. Those are the times that I will really buy a lot of sustainables, because I can never